You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, The Beat. Featuring the week's roundup and commentary on music news. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, The Beat.
Just hit me.
Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to Black Hollywood Live's The Beat. It's your boy, DJ Jesse Janedy. I am thrilled to be in studio with the winner of Oprah's karaoke contest. He signed to Island Def Jam, the one, the only, the crooner, Abraham McDonald.
What's up, man?
Nothing. Thank you for coming in studio.
Yeah,
got me in here bright and early.
Yes, sir. We got us in here bright and early.
And you got a full day ahead of you today.
Yeah, man. I just left Channel 5, so it's been crazy already. Interviews and all that stuff. But it's wonderful. It's Grammy weekend, man.
And if you ain't working on this weekend, then you ain't working.
Yeah, you're not in the business if you're not working this weekend.
Well, let's do, for everyone out there who, maybe only knows a little bit about you or wants to know more. How has this kind of, we saw you on Oprah's karaoke contest. Mm-hmm. First of all, what the hell is that like? You get called to come onto the show, Queen Oprah's there, like what was going on through your mind? Yo,
man, actually it was really crazy because I was like, yo, all right, well, I landed in the karaoke contest. Like, it's really funny, I used to live in Gardena, a little city called Gardena. And my sister was like, yo, you should go to this karaoke challenge. You can win $5,000. Well, actually, she said, you should go to this karaoke challenge. And I said, no. And then she said, you can win $5,000. I said, where's that? So I went. It took me a couple of drinks to get up, but I did. And I hadn't sung in public really in a long time, a few years actually. But I was grateful for that night because when I hit the stage, man, even though I was on a little parquet floor at a golf course, man, you would have thought I was at Wembley. Right. I have to say I sold it, And a few weeks later, it turns out that what I thought was a little karaoke contest was one leg and one of the largest karaoke contests in the country. And the Oprah Winfrey had decided this particular year that she wanted to follow karaoke around the country and see what happened. And so maybe a week or two after I got in the contest, I was at the LA County Fair. And they sent me to B.B. Winans, who had a stage out there. He was doing his thing. I went over there and I sang for him, and he kind of stood back and was like, yo, man, what was that? And
what song did you sing?
I sang a Luther Vandross song. I sang Superstar. And I was kind of like, yo, what do you mean, what was that? You know what I'm saying? It was like that. It was like, okay, was that a real question? But he was like, yo, I have a feeling I'm going to see a lot more of you. And 2 months later, I got surprised. I thought I was auditioning for Oprah Winfrey's producers. Mm-hmm. And it's really funny, dude. You see on the screen, it's like they had me Skyping. And it's a little picture of Oprah. I'm like, oh, there's Oprah. Looking at my magazine. I'm like, oh, the picture's bigger. I'm really not paying attention, dude. I'm really out of it. And then it's kind of like, I kind of see it move, but I don't know. It doesn't really hit me, And I hear Abraham, right? And I'm like, you've got
Oprah's
to be
voice when you hear that
me.
tone.
Yeah, Abraham, and I'm like, my eyes literally jumped on the outside of my head, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And she said, you think you're auditioning for my producers, but I'm here to tell you, you're coming to Chicago next week. That was Friday. By Monday, I was in Chicago.
What was that weekend like?
The weekend was talk about anticipatory, man. I was like, yo, well, what do I do? Where do I go? What do I need? You know what I'm saying? And I got to that space where it was just like, yo, you know what? This is what they call a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was no longer about Oprah or any of that. It was just about like, yo, you get to sing a song you really love in front of gazillions of people. Go out there and have some fun. And I did.
There you go. And I think we have a clip of you performing on Oprah, Get Here.
Adams' hit song, Get Here. Please welcome finalist number 1, Abraham McDonald.
You can reach me by rail. reach me by trailway. You can reach me on an airplane. You can reach me with your mind. You can reach me by caravan. Cross the desert like an Arab man. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. There are hills and mountains between us, always something to get over. If I had my way, surely you would be closer. I need you closer. You can windsurf into my life.
David Foster going through it.
He was listening. He was listening hard.
So there we go. You performing.
That's my sister. What it do, Breeze? And my girl Niecy. That's Miss Nash. You know, it's crazy, crazy, crazy.
So I mean, it was such a big moment for you. That was, you were the finalist right there, right?
Yeah, that was that
winning
was
performance.
yeah.
And L.A. Reid, you know, loved you and kind of pulled you aside, and
Yeah.
you get signed to Island Def
You know
Jam.
what? I love the game, man, because you know there's always that proving point, and I think that for them was okay. I think he got something, but what they did is a couple of weeks later, I did a show at the Mint, the world famous Mint in Los Angeles, that had been set up before Oprah, and Max Goose came out. Max Goose, who's infamous with, you know, the Crazy in Loves from Beyonce and all that stuff. He was one of the A&R people on a lot of the Beyonce records. He came out to hear me, and he had taken the senior vice president role over at Def Jam, and walked in, man. It was crazy. It was like a movie, bro. I'm backstage after the show, talking to people and all that. You know, hey, yeah, let's smile. Yeah, good. Yeah, all right. Right? And this dude comes in with this big smile, and I'm like, who is this dude, right? And he just, I mean, the smile lit up the room. He says, Max Goose, Def Jam, right? No, he says Max Goose, pulls out a card and says, welcome to Def Jam.
What?
And when we started our road, man, we started the, you know, it became in with producers and writers and, you know, just trying to figure out which way I wanted to go.
Well, and all right, so let's kind of rewind because I want to compare those two moments for you. Before the Oprah situation, obviously you're a singer. What was your avenues were you trying to go down as far as getting your name out there?
Well, you know what's interesting is before Oprah, I wasn't singing.
Really?
I was actually the executive director and general manager for a crazy artist named Prince Board with the Black Eyed Peas. He's their musical director, one of their producers. I was running his company. And prior to that, I was running a company called Black Track Entertainment, Rob Lewis. And our clients were Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, Patti LaBelle, Babyface. So I did a lot of background work, a lot of executive work. So I got a chance to be an artist development director. I got a chance to be, like I said, general manager, a personal manager. So it was really interesting. When I got to the point where it was like, yo, what do you want to do with the rest of your life?
Right.
I think that was the moment, the defining moment for me. I had helped a bunch of people, given to a bunch of people, done a lot.
When was that defining moment?
That was in 2009, July 1st, 2009, to be exact. I remember.
What was you doing? Where was you at?
Yeah. I got a couple of
What
birthdays.
was the moment?
And the moment was I had been working with an artist that I believe in, still to this day, incredible. And he said, yo, I got to go in without you. And I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, and I'm 100 about mine always, dude. I'm like, yo, so I done dropped like 40 grand in you. You know what I'm saying? You're staying at the house. I done moved you from Arkansas, this, that, and yeah, all that. You got to go on without me. Well, it left me in a flux. Like, what do I do? But it was a blessing. It ended up becoming an incredible blessing because it forced me to then say, you know what? Screw all these other people. I can sing, right? I'm going to do me. And what was amazing was the response. So many people, I remember tweeting, I just want to sing, right? I remember my girl Mika Lett, she was on the road with Macy Gray at the time, and they were in Brazil. And I tweeted, I just want to sing. And almost immediately, we've been waiting on you.
Wow.
And I remember Warren Campbell, who is the producer and husband to Erica Campbell of the infamous, famous Mary Mary gospel giants. I remember going into the studio just to hang out with them shortly after the Oprah thing. And Warren and I had gone to high school together. And Eric and I sang together in high school. And Warren said, we've been waiting on you. It's amazing a lot of times, bro, how we give ourselves, we don't really own the capacity of the vision for our lives.
Well, I mean, I want to just kind of, I mean, how I'm visioning it with you, actually, it's kind of funny because I feel like God put you in all of the places you needed to be. Because now with all of that work, working with all those artists, you know, you get thrown onto Oprah, where a lot of people, you know.
What do you do?
Exactly. And I'm sure that there were moments of that for you, but you can
Not on Oprah.
No?
No.
You was like,
I was like,
no, Oprah, I am
here. Right. I was like, oh, home. Hello, world.
So moving forward into it, you know, as soon as all that producers and getting ready for your work, so there was no kind of like, what the hell's going on? You were just like, all right, I know what I need to do. How do we push forward with
How do we move forward?
How
do we move forward? But even with that, even knowing what to do, sometimes you don't always get the footing immediately. But I thank God for the people that have been around me, I've been surrounded by, who believed in me before any Oprah or anything. The same people who were rallying behind me saying, yeah, I know these other people are great talents. Can you go sing, please? Yeah, I know that's great. They have a new video. That's nice. Can you go sing, please? Those are the same people who are standing right here next to me now.
Who, you know, you want to work on your own music. What kind of sound did you want to go for at the time? I mean, you're known as a crooner.
Crooner, yes.
So was that something that going into it you knew you wanted to stick to? You wanted to bring a certain sound of music back to the radio, back to, you know, the charts?
It's a mixture of things, bro. You know what? The thing that happens when you get labeled a crooner is everybody assumes it's going to be slow.
Yep.
Right? And what they didn't recognize, or what people don't always understand, from Frank Sinatra to Luther Vandross, those people, when they did their up-tempos, they were still crooning. Luther on Never Too Much, the beat may have been moving fast, but he was laid back in the pocket. Yep. He was like, yo, you run, I'll walk. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get
there at the same time.
Right, and we'll both get there at the same time. But the thing for me is like, yo, I wanted people, and which I still do, it's like, yo, there are nuances. There are things that we need to never forget. As we're going into this age of serious electronic driven, like, yo, you have to remember that the heartbeat of the human cannot be replaced by a metronome. It can't. And I think that that's what makes me different. When I look at the singers who are out there and I hear them and I recognize their talents and their gifts, my sole purpose in sharing my gift is to bring love to the forefront of the energy that's being pushed into the world right now. You know, like I know, it's a bunch of chaos and TV's eating it up. The movies are eating it up and all of that. But I'm like, well, where's your refuge? Your refuge will be in a song on a pillow next to me, baby. You know what I'm saying? So as I sing my songs, I remember I opened for Monica and we did Long Beach Gay Pride. And I was like, yo, I don't know how this gonna go. You know, I love my gay brothers and sisters, but they'll let you know.
Right.
Yo, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And
we hit a twerk and you crooning on stage.
What are you doing, sir? What are you doing?
You know what I mean? Like Los Angeles probably maybe, but Long Beach probably, that's a different type.
Yeah, like, can you come on? And so what happened was I got all of these messages, all of this positive mail, and this one guy in particular stood out to me. Because he was so blatantly honest. He said, you know, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what the hell we were going to get when they told us you were opening. I really thought you were just going to stand there and sing songs. But big man can get it. Right. Oh, I don't play. I'm like, yo, we putting on the show. We putting on the show. I remember Max Goose said, man, you need to be opening for Beyonce. That was huge to me because that's about the energy. That's about being able to draw everybody into the moment you're delivering. Right. And whether I'm skipping across the stage, which does happen sometimes, or I'm standing in a space and I'm like, yo, just go with me on this moment. I thank God that that's an ability I have, and it's not something that I've conjured up, but it's my knee jerk. It's natural for me. You put me on a stage and you hand me a microphone, it get real serious real quick, you know?
for everyone listening, you do have a concert tomorrow night. But before we get into that, I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit on music right now.
Oh, go ahead.
As far as everybody, the artists that are out, last week on the beat, or maybe 2 weeks ago, we talked about, you know, I think it was Vibe magazine. They came out and they said that there's no, or Timbaland said this. Excuse me. He said there's no real stars in music right now. Would you agree with that?
Let me say this. I'm able to see people's potential. I'll say that all the work I did before getting the chance to stand in the front, my job was to really just to be honest, you know, like, yo, this works, this doesn't. And I feel like a lot is gimmicky. I feel like a lot of artists are caught up in fad. What's working because the label has to sell. And if you're signed to a major label, that's what it's about. It's about selling records. And it's not necessarily about making stars anymore.
Right.
What I will say about myself is that I know I'm the difference. And I don't know I'm the difference because I say I'm the difference. I know I'm the difference because I watch how the young to the old respond. That's what happens with a star. A star, Whitney Houston was, whether you were 3 years old, 30 years old, or 80 years old. Right. And what I'm learning to appreciate about Abraham McDonald is I have the same ability. And I remember Jill Scott said to me, "What it do, Jill?" That's my sister. We were in Anaheim, and I was getting ready to leave her dressing room, and she grabbed my hand. She said, "Abraham, don't let nobody steal your shine. I ain't gonna let nobody steal my shine." And I was like, yo, that stuck with me. And that was some years ago. That really, really stuck with me. Because a lot of times people get into the space where they're chasing the bright lights. I have no interest in chasing the bright lights. And I believe that's why, yes, sir. And to me, that's what makes a star, though.
Right.
A star is already shining. How you doing?
The light finds you.
Yeah, right. There are no dark places. There are no dark places when I walk in a room. That's how I know I'm a star. I did a show an intimate last Wednesday, and after the show, this lady comes up to me and she says, "Wow," she said, "your light is blowing the roof off this building." And I didn't look at that as, "Oh, you sound so good." Because a star isn't justified solely by their talent.
No, there's multiple facets
to create a star, and those are things that I'm well aware of. So when she said that, to me, it wasn't about me singing.
And energy, yeah, you notice at the time, energy doesn't have anything to do with sound.
Absolutely nothing. So you can have the #1 hit on. I'm not going to use any artist names, but I saw this baby perform on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, God.
I'm not going there. I ain't telling it. But I was like, yo, she has the #1 record right now. Where's the remote? Boring as... And I'm like, yo, you can bring the hair team, the makeup team, the choreographers, the stylists, the publicists, the manager. You can bring all that, but if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. It's gonna fizzle out. Yep. And those are man-made products. This is God-made. Period. So take the microphone, boo-boo. It'll sound the same. Shut down the equipment. It'll sound the same.
Okay.
It'll all be exactly how he made it. What is that? Pure cane sugar. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be sweet and right.
I can't with you. I'm done. You're working with actress and singer Rebecca Holden.
Oh,
tell me a little bit about Rebecca and
baby,
how did you meet her? How did this
Holden
form?
Rebecca is such an amazing... good morning, Rebecca. She actually just flew back into Los Angeles, by the way.
Right.
She's an amazing woman. What an amazing spirit. Rebecca and I met actually by chance. I'm working on another project, some TV stuff, and her manager happened to be working as the music supervisor on the show. And they had done this project. They were beginning this project, and maybe 4 or 5 months into it, whatever happened in their world made it right for mine. So something shifted over there, and they said, "Hey, Abe, we want you to come in and just take a listen at something and see if you like it, if you want to get involved." I heard the song, and I said, "Yo, that's a beautiful record. It's a beautiful record." And they said, "We'd like you to duet it with Rebecca Holden."
And he was like, hell yeah.
Actually, I was like, well, I don't know if this 6'8" chocolate black man and this tiny little white lady is going to work out. I don't know if that's going to do it. But something inside me said, boy, go sing that song. And it just began to come together. Joel Diamond and Rudy Perez put together an amazing record. Rudy Perez, of course, is noted as being producer of the decade 2013 for Billboard magazine. And Natalie Cole's record that was just been soaring, the Spanish record she did, I think it's #1 for 8 weeks. He produced that. And then as he's finishing that, he's like, oh, so Abe, you ready? Hell yeah. And so we record the song. And let me tell you, when they sent the mix back, I think Joel was confused by my reaction. I laughed so hard, I couldn't stop laughing. And he was like, okay, I'm nervous. What does that mean? I said, man, this is one of the best records I've ever heard. But it's hilarious to me because I'm like, who would have thought this would have worked? Our sounds came together perfectly. The production was amazing. The lyrics are amazing. And can you believe we hit the Billboard charts at #41 last week?
Okay.
And then the video dropped. Let me tell you, the video.
Let's say the name of the song, because we haven't said the name of the song.
Dreams Come True.
And honestly, I was watching the video, and I was like, oh, that was cute. And then I rewatched, and I was like, wait. Like, I might get married to that song. Like, that might be my dance. That might be my dance song.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, what's really crazy is the response around the world. So the video dropped in November. By December 29th, we were almost at 1 million views. Something happened with YouTube. You know how y'all get. You know how y'all get.
Right.
But long story short, the video went back up after it was pulled down for 2 or 3 days. And the video went up on January 2nd. Dude, the video is almost over 600,000 views already. And people around the world are like, yo, I have to have this record. I want, my child was born. We played this while my child was being born. This is the record that I danced to. You know what I'm saying? Like in such a short amount of time, they're like, oh, well, I changed my wedding song. It was going to be this. But now it's Dreams Come True.
It's instantly, you just feel it.
Yeah, yeah. And so I have a cute little surprise that's happening tomorrow night.
You do? And why don't you tell us a little bit about that surprise?
Well, I'm just happy Miss Rebecca Holden happens to be back in Los Angeles. That's the only part I'm going to say.
Well, all right. Well, but actually, in that case, then before you get into that, Phil, if you could please play the music video to Dreams Come True featuring Rebecca Holden.
Come with me
Y'all killed that.
You know what's really funny though? I say when you turn that up in your truck though, that 808 go. You know what I'm saying? So don't be fooled by like oh she's so pretty and so soft and he's being so genteel. Turn that thing up.
No, well, and for we're huge on iTunes, so I can imagine what our listeners are going to. There was a visual with that for you guys listening out there. Okay, so you're on the Billboard charts. How do you keep yourself to a humble place?
God.
As far as Oprah. I mean, your career is kind of
God
shooting.
It's real simple for me. It is very, very simple for me. God, you're only as big as you are connected to your life source. Now, you can pray to whoever you need to. But for me, I serve the risen Savior. And the risen Savior says, son, if you hold my hand, I will carry you where you need to go. And he's done that every time. Even in those spaces and times where I've been, what's next? What's next? And I look up and it's like, okay, no, what's next is right here. Always. We have this joke. We always say, if Jesus is across the street, fool. It's real simple. You know what I'm saying? And it's really about light, love, energy. What keeps me humble is that space. And to me, when I think of God, I think of light, love, and good energy. And so I keep those kinds of people around me. I look for the God in those people. That's what I mean when I say God. I'm looking for that space, that connection. Like with my publicist. Yo, she cussed me out this morning. She did. Oh, because I was late to get into a studio, right? But it was with love, right? And so she's looking at me. I'm just big smiles. And she's like, I'm going off on you. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, you care. That's what's up. You care. You have so many people that don't. I've been in the music industry since I was 13 years old.
We care, but don't keep showing up late. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I won't do that again. I won't do that again. She'll cut you. But I've been in the game since I was around 13, 14 years old. And my mom sat me down very, very early. There were a couple of things that happened early on for me. And with the Dreamland Foundation, the youth that I serve, and that's another thing that keeps me humble, being able to go back to the space of the beginning. That will always keep you humble. Going back to the space of the beginning, not to visit, but to get your hands dirty. Right. That's different. You know what I'm saying? There are plenty of people who show up with the entourage and wave. Right.
They have the little shovel pick.
Yeah, but I'm the dude that's going to get in the ground, get in the dirt with you. And my mom taught me very early. When I got my first contract, I was 13. Do you understand it? No. Okay, well, then you can't sign it. Huh? I guess I should get some dictionaries in the thesaurus because I want to sign it. And that's how I was able to sign with my first manager because I had to have an understanding. Excuse me. The second thing was she sat me down and she said, you sing really good. Remind you, this is at 13. This is brutal. You sing really good. No, I mean, you sing really good. But I bet there are 5,000 people within a 25-mile radius that sing better. And there are probably 200 at least that wanted more than you could ever want it. It really does matter how much you want it.
Yep.
You have to go get it.
Because while you sleeping, someone working.
And that's why people think I'm crazy. My team thinks I'm crazy. I don't sleep. Let me tell you, I woke up on Monday with the flu.
Oh, wow.
When I say the flu, I mean bedridden, could not move. The flu. Terrible, right? I was still packing bags. Okay, we got to get to the rehearsal. You know, it wasn't until, this is hilarious. I was like, okay, I'm coming. I sat down and woke up 2 hours later. I was like, okay, I'm tapping out. I can tap out now, but not before. You can't tap out before. And then Tuesday I got up, I went to rehearsal, I walked everything out, and I laid my tail on the stage as they walked through the show. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, winners really have to want to win. You don't just get to win because you know how to sing.
Right.
You don't just get to win because you know how to dance. And people, you know, like, oh, the world is Beyonce crazy. It's still, what's happening with Beyonce? Let me tell you, what's happening is hard work pays off, boo.
Okay, and Beyonce, the girl got some damn corns on her toes, I'm sure.
She's not playing. She's not playing, though. She's like, okay, baby magic, okay, here. All right, the 5, 4.
No, you did not call her baby magic.
Baby magic. Baby Magic. Don't get me in trouble on this show.
We love you, Beyonce, and Blue.
Hey, love, look, I call her Say. That's a term of endearment. But let me tell you what was so funny. Can we cuss on this show?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Houston in Matthew's office, right? They had invited me down. They were considering signing me, which was awesome. And this is right before her world tour special aired on Channel 7. Okay. I happened to be in his office, me, my management at the time, all of us, we're in a meeting. This package comes in and he says, forgive me guys, I need to screen this now before it goes to press, because they were airing that next, I think Thanksgiving was coming up or something like that. The show was airing though. Long story short, I was one of the first people to get to see that special, period, right? The unedited version. So anyway, you're watching Beyonce, you kind of zone out. You know, so that baby boy is on my mind, fulfill the fantasy, right? So you hear the dum, 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 right? And so you see her walking right now. It's all of us. Matthew's looking at the TV. I'm looking at the TV. The vice president, my sister, everybody's watching the TV. And you hear it, and you know, you watch it, and you see her feet, right? But then you realize she's in the air, right? And I completely forget where I am. I say, is this bitch walking on air? The room fell out. I was like, my bad, y'all. My bad.
But for real, though.
But for real. For real. I was like, yo, just to be able to balance yourself on those wires.
And to look that beat and be on beat.
Look, look, I'm just trying to be your cousin, Beyonce. Look, let me put my petition in. I don't know, right? Okay, hey, Beyonce. How you doing? My name is Abraham McDonald. We have never met. I am your long-lost cousin. Maybe. We're going to sing a song together one day. People always ask me, who do I want to duet with?
Would it be Beyonce?
Beyonce is definitely one. My top five.
There you go.
Top five, Celine Dion, Josh Groban, Beyonce, Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga.
I see all of those. It's really funny you said Celine Dion first. I used to hate Celine Dion. Look,
blasphemy!
Listen. When I was younger, because it was like that Sunday morning, my mom would put Celine Dion on. So when I hear Celine Dion, I think vacuuming. So then I saw Celine Dion in concert, and I mean, blew my mind away. And as soon as I heard you sing and actually saw that duet, it brought me to Celine Dion singing with, it was the Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Peebo?
Boop. I was like, I could totally see you singing with Celine Dion. Your voices, but just the way that the voices flowed so well together, it brought me to that moment.
That
and
magical
I instantly
space.
thought Celine Dion. I was like,
Did you think Walt Disney? That's Walt Disney.
I thought right. Well, y'all hear
Walt
this?
Disney.
Y'all need a new single for the new princess, whoever coming out. We
got it. We got it.
All right, now you have a concert tomorrow. You're going to be walking on air.
I'm going to be doing backflips and all that. No.
Tell us a little about this.
Tomorrow night, we will be at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center presenting Remembering Luther, The Night I Fell in Love. I will be jumping on stage with some incredible performers, Mr. Kenny Lattimore, who is an R&B great, the soulful Karen Briggs, violinist. I have one of my students from Dreamland Foundation joining me on stage, Victor Ekpo, 19-year-old violinist. He's ridiculous. Wow. And that show,
surprise, right? Maybe dreams might come true.
All right. You better look. Keep saying like that. They gonna come true. The night really is to pay tribute to Mr. Vandross, who is an incredible talent. People say, "Oh, he's an R&B legend," and I say, you know what? Let's not pigeonhole him.
Right.
Let's not put him in a box.
Call him legend.
Let's call him legend. Let's call him one of America's great song sculptors. Because when you say the name Luther Vandross, it is synonymous with top tier. You know what I'm saying? So this is not like, yo, he had a hit back in '82
right.
and he's still living off that. No. This is Dance with My Father. This is 8 Grammys. This is Brand New Day from The Wiz, one of the biggest musicals who have ever hit Broadway. This is, you know what I'm saying? This man is epic.
He's affected music.
He's affected music. He affected me. People ask me, like, where did the show title come from? Luther has a song called The Night I Fell in Love. That's not where the show title came from, though. What's really funny is that after I titled the show is when I was like, oh, he does have a song called The Night I Fell in Love. That's good. But where it comes from is me as a 14-year-old boy. I grew up in the hood. You know, mom's doing whatever she could do to make ends meet, to make things happen. And I had been getting this comparison since I was around 11 or 12. I started singing when I was around 9 or 10 or whatever. And man, at 14, my mom surprised me, my aunt, and my step-pops and my uncle with tickets to see Luther at the sports arena. It was Luther Vandross, The Sounds of Blackness, Lisa Fisher, and Sinbad was hosting. And at the time, you know, at 14, you keep getting this comparison. You're like, yo, that dude kind of up there. Like, why, like,
A lot of people hate.
Like, yo, I ain't gonna get none of the young girlies if y'all keep saying I'm lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? Right? Until they took me to see Luther. Man, we were sitting so high up, we were bleeding on the nosebleed section. And I ain't never been a tiny man. I'm 6'8", I was 6'2" when I was 14. Poor little white lady down on the mezzanine level. I done made my way. I don't even know how I got down there. Let me tell you. All I remember is the show started with stop, right? I see these girls in these cat suits. They're beaded. That's when I was introduced to Bob Mackie. If you do not know who Bob Mackie is, I'm sure the children do. Bob Mackie, you know, a costume legend. But I was just like, yo, I was enthralled. I was enamored. I was like, yo, who is this? And what took you guys so long to get me to his ass? You know what I'm saying? So I made it there. I was down there. I was almost at the floor, man. And I just remember gazing. And I was stuck. And my life changed. I heard that, don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? Huh? You calling me? That, you know what I'm saying?
I did too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely amazing. Luther just, to this day, like I tell people, they say, oh, well, we're going to remember Luther. And I say, well, yeah, we're going to remember him. But let me make this very clear to you. He is present today. Luther, you can go make some babies right now to Luther. Now, you can't make no babies to some of these people out there singing. They singing too fast. But Luther,
come here, robot.
Luther, though, he's timeless. You put him on right now, he sounds like right now, you know? And I'm like, yo, I'm just grateful to have the blessing of persons like Miss Patti LaBelle, who is, you know, like I said, I got
calling bitches heifers now. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, she's a little upset with people just calling themselves divas nowadays.
Yeah.
And she said them little heifers need to sit down because there's a lot more to being a diva than what they think.
Yeah, Miss LaBelle would know. She would know. And she's such a graceful
sweetest person
and incredible
ever.
woman. It wasn't until 2005. I remember all these dates. But it wasn't until 2005 that I believed that I possessed any bit of Luther's qualities. And that was only because Miss Patti LaBelle said it. Now, I'd gotten the comparison since I was a kid. But it wasn't until I was singing for Shirley Ralph was getting married, who, you know, of course, TV queen, the diva. And she had asked me to sing So Amazing. And we had only met like maybe 2 weeks before her wedding. And so I go into the rehearsal, and I just sit there. She says, don't sing anything. Don't just, you know. And I'm like, okay. And like maybe 35, 40 minutes later, she's like, okay, just a little bit. Right? I guess I was her secret weapon. And I started singing, and I remember Entertainment Tonight was there. And the room stopped. And it kind of threw me off because I didn't know what I had. You know what I'm saying? And after that rehearsal, we were on our way out of the church, and Miss LaBelle sent someone to get me. And we talked for a brief second, me and her, and she was really sweet. And she said, you know, you remind me of my baby. You remind me of Luther. And that, for me, changed my world. You couldn't have given me any bigger, brighter compliment. It was as if she said, here's $1 million. Spend it however you like. You know, I felt like she had given me that big of a prize. And then the day of the wedding, she and Nancy Wilson pulled me aside to talk to me. And I just feel like to have the blessing of legends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've done some things with some great, you know what I'm saying?
Well, now I get why you were like Oprah who. Like, I mean, which is huge. Which is huge. But I'm just saying you've been in the light of
some
legends.
of the biggest, best, strongest. And then, you know, if that weren't enough, then I get a call. Look, actually, it's really funny. I'm making a call to a friend of mine one morning. I was doing a show. I also produce events. The concert we're doing, I'm one of the producers on.
Damn, son.
Man, I've been doing the man. Look, don't play.
You were like, look, you know what? My team gonna be me. But, you know, I got my people's butt.
Yeah, we gonna get it done.
We gonna make sure we get it done.
Man, it's just that.
I just picture you walking into a room and saying, like, I can just envision your.
But I was making a call to him to talk to him about something. He's a really big. He was actually just on OWN Network last Sunday, William P. Miller. He's a really big event designer. Mm-hmm. And so I was calling him about an event I was producing, and Maddie McFadden Lawson answers the phone. And I'm like, hello, right? She said, yes, good morning, Abraham. We were just sitting here talking about you. And I'm like, well, hello, you know? She said, how would you like to sing for the First Lady?
Oh, I mean... really loud and in her face.
It's early. Don't play. First of all, where's William? Because I don't even know who this is. Who is this on the phone playing? Abraham, this is Maddie McFadden Lawson. How would you like to sing for the First Lady of our... Yes, don't play. You don't have to ask again where we at. That was one of the most amazing experiences. And the truth is, I thought I was opening for John Legend. I thought I was opening for Lettucey, one of the many people that the first couple love. Well... turns out they love me too. And I was the person that was, when I saw the invitation and I'm like, wait a minute, I am the entertainment? Okay, well, where they do that at? Well, I guess they do it right here. So I'm going to do that. And I had an amazing time doing Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. I did a song called Believe, which people should really rush to YouTube and all that stuff to hear and feel, because it's important that you continue to believe in your hopes and your dreams. But the moment for me was getting to hold First Lady Michelle Obama's hands and sing, I see trees of green, red roses too, and I watch them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And to see her face melt was like, yo. And you know, you're still, even after that, you're like, I hope I did okay.
No. What?
Right?
You know, you walked out and
I got a letter, but I got an email. I got an email later on that evening from the White House telling me how much she had enjoyed the serenade. And I was just like, yo, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And I mean, it just shines off of you, your spirit. And one of the things that you were kind of talking about is your foundation.
Yes, the Dreamland Foundation.
Tell us a little about that. Why did you? Well, we know why you wanted to start. You wanted to give back.
Well,
how did it come about?
As I interrupt you, I'm sorry. The Dreamland Foundation is something I've been cultivating for years. The seed was first sown in 1997 when I started going. I went back to my middle school where I got my, okay, let me give it a shot on this little stage in a classroom to sing and see if it's okay. And when I went back to that school, man, the teacher, Mr. Arnold, just he was out of it. And they had given him these classrooms with overfilled classrooms. You know, LA County is already 30, 35 kids a classroom. He was like 60, 50, 52, 48. And I was like, yo, man, what can I do to help? And so I came in and I started something after school, the Youth and Entertainment Organization. And from that, I brought kids from every school I could think of, from Reseda to Hamilton to King Drew to Loxa to whatever. And we all convened at a little hood school called Locke High School on the east side in Watts. I got all them little bougie babies. Come on. Oh. And, You know what? We put on full-on productions. And as things progressed with me in my career, I wasn't able to go in and do it hands-on as much. So the Dreamland Foundation became about the extension, the arms. Who are the people I could reach out to? So there are a couple of things we do a year. We do something called Schools in Session. We pick a school, and we usually try to choose a school, honestly, where I'm looking at what's going on with their academic scores. I need to see, I'm like, yo, we're trying to boost you up. Right. So we go into those schools and we'll put a panel together. And our panels have had from celebrities to top surgeons to publicists to, you name it, we've had them. But it's not about how great they are. I tend to choose people who aren't afraid to tell their story. We have a gentleman that'll be with us this year, John Kinley from Toyota, who is the controller, which is a major position at Toyota. I chose him not because he's the controller. I chose him because the day I met him, he said, man, I was one of the knuckleheads. I was one of the ones they didn't think was going to make it. What can I do to help? That excites me. That's what gets my blood like, okay. You think I get hyped about this singing thing? I get hyped about seeing the transition, to see the seed go into a young man, a young woman who barely has enough food at home, who doesn't get hugs, who doesn't get affirmation at home. And then in this space with us, we're able to tell you not just how great you are, but we're able to help you see it. We have, during the VIP reception on Saturday, a young lady by the name of Janelle Townsend, who is a graduating senior of our program, will be entertaining our guests. She's a girl that I found in the back of a choir. She wasn't even in the front. I was like, yo, okay. And you know, they got all them babies out there show tuning for me like, yo, pick me. And she's in the back like, oh, I don't even know why I'm here. Get on my nerves. Who is he anyway? And I was like, oh, her. Hand me the one with the big attitude. Give me her. Right? And what I found was she needed a hug. She needed somebody to say, hey, I see you.
I love that.
I hear you. You know what I'm saying? And to hear her share her story, she said to me, we were doing a little interview, and we asked her what keeps her going. And she shared with us the story of her sister passing. And she said, knowing that I get to continue what she started is what fuels me. And being a part of the Dreamland Foundation offers me platforms and opportunities that I wouldn't otherwise have. That is why we do what we're doing. And that is why we will be at the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center tomorrow night, remembering Luther and celebrating those youth that are a part of what will be holding us up. I think that we as the founding, so to speak, entertainment community have to be able to look at those kids and say, look, it does get ugly out there, but it's not ugly everywhere.
And I appreciate you doing that, because the one thing that I do look at artists for, and the reason why I do what I do, is because depression is huge. And I think that people in entertainment and in the media need to be able to speak to that, because there are people watching things on TV and not having that conversation with somebody at home and not understanding that, having that platform. So I appreciate that you do offer that to people. And where can they find that? Is there a website?
Oh, yeah, you can actually go to, we have a Wix, so you can go to Dreamland Foundation there. But the easiest way to find me is because I am Dreamland Foundation, and I pull in people as I go. You can find me at I am AB McDonald on Instagram. You can get me on YouTube, Abraham McDonald. You can get me on Facebook, Abraham McDonald 001. You can get me on Twitter, Abraham McDonald, and you will be able to connect to the Dreamland Foundation through any of those mediums. We are in a space now where we're building, we're getting ready. Of course, we're remembering Luther. At the tail end of the year, we'll be doing something called the Music Box Awards, and hopefully we'll get a chance to come back and talk about that. But what we do is we celebrate the community hero. Again, there are so many celebrities who are amazing people, but there are very few of them with the time to actually get their hands dirty. So what I do is I celebrate the people who get their hands dirty. And then I bring the celebrities out to say kudos to them. We don't need to give you no more kudos. You got a check and a TV show. Kudos to the one that's keeping your baby. Because a lot of times, even those music industry children, they got a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of confusion. You know what I'm saying? But I thank God for people like Lad Exclusives, Lorna Lee Ashley Designs, who's one of our big sponsors, Our Weekly magazine, Our Weekly Los Angeles, one of our big sponsors, and Candy Ice Jewelry. Yes. My girl Lucy Calislian over there, they stepped up immediately when I told them what I was doing for Remembering Luther, and then they said, "Oh, you know what? How about we donate this $10,000 pair of earrings for you to auction?" Yeah, we'll take them. You know what I'm saying? And they have been nothing but gracious and kind. Lucy and Candy Ice, of course, they jewel from Paris Hilton to, covers of magazines, Katy Perry, Pink, you name them, pretty much. They've already garbed them in some Candy Ice jewelry, diamonds and all that. So there'll be plenty of bling bling on the stage with me tomorrow night, because they're also garbing the girls who'll be on stage with me.
And you guys can also check out Candy Ice Jewelry. They'll be featured on Fashion 411. Abraham, I want to thank you for coming in studio. I really appreciate you opening up and talking with me. And I'm excited for tomorrow night's show. Again, it is at, what time is it?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. It is 4718 West Washington Boulevard. That is the Holden Performing Arts Center.
Yes, sir. The Nate Holden Performing Arts Center. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
All right, guys. And where can your fans follow you again?
Find me at Facebook, Abraham McDonald 001. I am AB McDonald on Instagram, Twitter, Abraham McDonald, YouTube, Abraham McDonald.
And you guys can hit me up at DJ Jesse J. Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Doo-wop.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Music redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.